I be up one, tryna cuff some. And if lil' mama looking at me, she gon' fuck some. So nigga, what's up? Don't try to act up. Couple niggas all around me and they might bust. Welcome to the 4th episode of I Said What I Said with Guap. This is a special episode. I got a whole gang of my brothers on here. You guys know Jay Jones from the last episode. And we also have Treux joining us. And then we also have Mason joining us as well. So if you guys just want to take a minute to kind of introduce yourselves, and then we can go ahead and get started. Who want to go first?
Shit, I'll go first since you said my name.
All right, cool.
But yeah, my name is Treux. I'm out of Texas. Is everybody Texas here?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, a whole bunch of Texas love. But yeah, I'm 30 and been transitioning since 2015.
Really?
Yeah.
I ain't know it's been that long. Yeah.
Yeah. November 5th, 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mason.
Oh shit. Okay. Mason. 33. I'm in Texas, Houston. I've been transitioning since 2015 as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Jay, if you wanna read,
Yeah. Jay, I'm out of Dallas, Texas, and I'm going on 5 months and on the 18th of being on T. Yeah.
A newbie.
Yeah, that's lit.
Their first year is always interesting because you be
it's the best.
looking in the mirror like, all right, come on, all right, what's going on?
So proud.
Right. But thank you all you guys for being here, being a part of the podcast. Again, I'm real nervous. I always get nervous talking in front of people because, like, I don't know. I be feeling like I don't be knowing what they be thinking. But anyway, so I just wanted to get all you guys together. The topic of detransitioning had come up across and I don't want this whole episode to just be about that, but that topic just kind of really intrigued me just for the fact I know when I told Mason, he was like, I didn't even know boys out here doing that shit. Like it's a couple of them, and I have one person in particular on my timeline, and I guess whenever I saw it, my first question was, well, what made you transition in the first place if now that you're going to retract and what's, so I guess I just kind of wanted to talk on that, and I kind of wanted to talk on, and I guess it would have been a bit better if I would have had that person on here or even somebody who has detransition on here, but first off, I don't know anybody like that comfortable enough, and I didn't really feel comfortable enough to reach out to that person because right now I kind of feel like they're on a different vibe. So I don't know how that would have went. So, so I'm like, I just want to weigh in on some opinions from some other transgender people's opinions. So I just kind of wanted to get an opinion on, like, what has transitioning done for you guys, and has the thought of detransitioning ever even crossed your mind, and why did you transition in the first place, and just shit like that. I just want to just kind of chop it up because really I like to educate and give people just different perspectives, because I know that especially for me, a lot of my friends, they were telling me go ahead and do the podcast because I got I went to a mainly black school, so I got a lot of hood niggas on my shit and they all they with it. It's like because they tell me, like, by seeing you I see a different perspective, and at first I thought this shit was weird, but once I saw you doing it, it was like, oh, okay, it's not weird.
You got to be the voice.
Exactly. So I just like to put stuff out there, put different topics out there, and this is just one of them. So yeah, and I did send y'all a few questions, and I'll go ahead and I'll throw the first one out there. I don't know who wants to go first, and I also wanted to especially bring my best friend Jay on here, because since he is in his first year, since it's a totally different experience. I feel like going from your first year to being like in your second or your third or your fifth or whatever have you, because you're dealing with different things along the way, so it's getting a whole range of perspectives. But the first question I did have was, beyond feeling like you were in the wrong body, what were some of the reasons why you transitioned in the first place? Who want to go first? All right, y'all thinking.
I had to say, I mean, obviously that's the main reason,
right?
But just mentally, like it's more than just feeling like you in the wrong body. My whole mentality has changed. Just my thought process, the way that I think, and even looking back, you know what I'm saying? Like my family would be like, you know, we kind of knew that you were, you know, a little different, you know what I'm saying? The way your mannerisms, you know, the way that you handle certain situations, you know, even to this day, even though I was born, you know what I'm saying, a woman, you know, my people will be like, we can tell that your ass was born, you know, a dude. You should have been born a dude because you just do shit like a dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's definitely more than just I'm in the wrong body. I mean, that's pretty much it, but it's like way deeper than just hearing, oh, in my body. It's not just a physical thing, it's a spiritual thing, it's a mental thing, it's an emotional thing. So yeah, I mean, it gets deep.
How would you say, you said that your thought process has just changed. How would you say that it's changed? Like, what's the different?
Just the way I think about things. Like, it's crazy because I still have that, you know, I know why women do the things that they do because I was one, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But on the main tip, I don't move like that. So it's like, you know, I see the world differently because the world sees me differently now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I have to move a certain way. I got to think a certain way. You know, I got to do things a certain way, not because, oh, I have a beard on my face, but that's who I am now. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different. The world handles me completely differently. So you have to handle yourself differently.
Right. And I think that's because I'm almost in my 4th year in May. And that's something I'm getting accustomed to, even being this far in it, is you're right. The world they handle you differently. Like, you a man now. They're not gonna coddle you and hold your hand and be all polite and gentle. Like, nah, they be looking at you like, nigga, you gonna do something? Like, you know?
Right. And it's a big adjustment. Like, you got to get used to it, like you said. And it takes a long time, years to get used to that.
It does. And I think that adjustment is like that because we weren't raised as men. So I wasn't raised to be equipped to do certain things that you're looking at me to do, you know? But Mason, I posed the same question for you. What were some of the reasons, you know, beyond the main one?
I mean, honestly, I ain't really even know shit about transitioning. Like, I'm like, you know, you'll see like trans women and shit like that, but I ain't know like, oh, I could do this. But like, when I started getting the information offline and stuff like that, it wasn't like I never questioned it or thought about it. It was just that I didn't even know if I could do that. But so previously, like growing up and shit, I just really like my daddy. I ain't gonna say he raised me as a boy, but like I was doing everything that my brother was doing. And then I was bigger than everybody. So it automatically put me in sports and shit like that. So I immediately took on like the tomboy role or whatever. So shit, it was just easy. Like, I guess like because I wasn't never looked at as a like
feminine,
I was never feminine. Like, man, last time I wore a dress, I was in the 8th grade. And I looked crazy as fuck. I felt like
me too.
It just ain't right.
You felt weird. Like,
I wanted to wear some damn Jordans with my dress. I'm like, yo, mama, I don't really want to wear this, you know. But shit, I wore it, and I look like a baby calf walking in them damn hills. So like, this is crazy. Like, this is not me. And so, like, after that, like, after 8th grade, that was my last time. Like, I even got a job at 15. Y'all not gonna put me in whatever y'all want me to wear. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yes.
So that it was just like more so looking more masculine for me. Like, because it's always been there. Like, it wasn't nothing that I don't know. I just been doing the same shit all my life.
It's natural.
But you do gotta transition mentally.
That's what it is.
I ain't gonna say that they treated me like a girl, but it was just I don't know. As a man, you gotta own your shit and be that man and step up and do what you gotta do.
Right.
Because everything else is just natural. But yeah, I want to kind of piggyback off what you said. Like, I didn't change anything. I've been dressing like this since I was 5, 6 years old. My mom, I was blessed enough that she let me wear, you know, men's clothes, and I was in sports and all that. They never treated me like, oh, you know, a girl or none of that stuff. So, yeah, but mentally, it definitely was what transitioned. Like, it wasn't even necessarily my appearance other than my beard.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It definitely was all a mental thing, like what you said. Like, that's a good, you put that, you did that.
That's what, yeah, I think that is the biggest thing. So Jay, I'm gonna pass the question to you. What are some of the reasons, especially since you just now, like, what pushed you to finally just be like, this is what I need to do, this is what I'm gonna do, and shit, weird.
Yeah, I think like for me, growing up, like I came across a few like trans guys when YouTube first came out. That's how you know how old I am. YouTube first came out, man. It was two guys that I saw on there. I kept coming across their pages. I would always watch their videos. They were actually trans men. And at that time, I really didn't understand like what I was really watching or whatever. But they were just like, hey, you know, I went from female to male, and you know, I took hormones and things like that. It wasn't clicking for me. I was like, I don't get it, whatever. So I just kind of went about things like just being masculine, like playing basketball. I played collegiate sports, you know, being with women, of course, like identifying as a lesbian. That always kind of felt wrong. Like I always would tell myself, like, I'm not a lesbian, like I'm straight, you know. Which didn't make sense because, you know, of course I appeared as female and I still do, but I just got to a point, and it's honestly, you know, just kind of watching you go through your transition, I kind of got a little envious. I was like, man, like, damn, like, I want to look like, I want to do that shit. It's just kind of like, I was like, damn, like, I was just always so afraid to like actually move forward because for one, I really wasn't doing a whole bunch of research, and then for two, like, I was really just afraid, like, for one, how it would look like to other people, and you know, I mean, I always felt that way, but it was just kind of like I'll be in a women's locker room and like everybody's naked, and I'm just like, damn, I'm in the wrong place, but I don't know where to go. I don't know where I'm supposed to be at. It just
right.
feel right. Even now, like going to women's bathrooms, and it has nothing to do with me, like, you know, dressing masculine or anything like that. It's just a feeling like, hey, I'm just in the wrong place and I don't belong here type shit. Like, I'm not a chick. Like, and so you know, I just got to a point where, you know, I started to experience a lot of like body dysphoria. Like I always was really dysphoric because I was always really, really skinny. And I started working out, and I realized like when I started working out more, like I started to become more curvy, and I was like, oh, I'm never doing that again. I'm only doing arms. I'm only doing upper body only, you know? And I never really could understand like what was going on with me until I started having conversations with my therapist, and I started, you know, of course, talking to you about things as well. Cause I remember you did that one speech, but you know, I won't go on that tangent with that, but I don't know. It was just in me. And I just got so tired of just running away from myself. I would have so many nightmares of like me just in whirlwinds and just in tornadoes and just in these chaotic spaces. And I was just constantly just running and running and running away from myself and running away from who I was because I didn't want to be that because of how much hate, you know, that I would see. And it was just like, you know what, man, fuck it. I can't keep doing this shit. I'm tired of pretending. Like, I just feel like I was wearing a mask like all the time and just kind of accepted things. And one day I was like, maybe I'll wake up and be different, or maybe I'll just like die in my sleep and wake up and be a man. Like, it was just those type of thoughts and those type of feelings. Not that I would actually go through, like I wasn't suicidal or anything like that. Like put me in that depressed state. Like I'm walking around in relationships angry at women because they'll touch my chest and I don't even know why I'm angry. Like, you touched my chest, like, you know. So it just got really really dysphoric for me, and I was just like, you know what, I can't keep fighting it, and I can't keep running from it. Like, it's in me, it's who I am, and if I don't do it now, like I'm gonna hate myself. Like, so I just start the process now.
And that's the main thing for me. I guess that's why I can't really wrap my head around the whole detransition thing, because for me, I feel like I stepped into who I was supposed to be. I feel like I stopped running. So I would assume that if somebody else felt the same, and then now you're backtracking, are you now again running from yourself again? Like, for whatever reason you giving yourself why you want to go back to the gender that you were born as, but are you still running from who you were truly meant to be? Or did you just
go ahead?
No, I was just gonna say, did you just have a false?
I want to just jump in there, but
go ahead. Because I guess my question is, did you have a false expectation when you started transition? Like, did you think it was going to give you something that it didn't, and now it's like,
nah. Oh, for me personally, no. Like it was everything that I wanted. I mean, to me, certain changes, happen slower than I wanted to. Of course, as soon as you take that first shot, you like, all right, wake up, beard,
Right, yeah.
growth, drop voice.
Yeah.
Man, look, I be going through my pictures like from 2015, and I be having like little, like one or two, three strings of hair, and I was just taking pictures like, yeah, you see it.
Yeah, I had my shadow and I was
see
going up.
me
See me out here.
But fact, but no, real shit. Like, so when I don't know about anybody else, but back in 2015, I moved from Dallas to San Antonio to transition because I could not get help in Dallas for whatever reason at that time. It was crazy. And I was just like, what the hell? For me, it was a life or death situation. So I had to make the move. I got a doctor, whatever. But you have to go to therapy. You have to get letters. You have to do all this stuff. You have to be tested. You have to get STD tests. You have to get, all this stuff before they will let you, be on hormones. So my thing is, I get the whole therapy thing and the whole psych part of it because they want to make sure that you're mentally stable to make this decision that is life changing. It's never going to be what you used to be. Like you can detransition if you want to,
but
you can think you're going to. It's never going to be the same.
Right.
So for me, I feel like at one point there was a trend of everybody wanted to transition. And me personally, like I've always been an advocate. I've always, I started my story before I even started transitioning because I wanted people to follow, and I've let people follow the whole time up until now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I keep people updated. People have reached out to me. I've mentored a lot of people, put people on my doctors, surgeons, all that stuff. I've done that and I'll continue to do that, but it irritates me because I get a lot of people who want to do it for the wrong reasons. And this is not for play. This is a tough life. It's an expensive life.
Right.
And it's a very rewarding life though. But people who do it for the wrong reasons, I feel like those are the ones that detransition. And that's too much of a life change for you to be playing with.
Right, exactly. So what are some of the reasons that you
gears.
get is my question.
Mentally, like you already went through a lot mentally to do the shit. And then, so I just feel like all those emotions are probably come back at once. So you really battling again with yourself.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I can see like it do kind of get hard. Like it's not always easy, you know. And some people might be like, this might be too much for me, and they not wrong because shit is their life, it's their journey.
Yeah,
all just going through journeys. So if they feel like at this present time this ain't what for them, then hey, it ain't for them. But I know me, I'm not because this who I am. I'm just living life.
Exactly. I feel like I don't even know who that person was anymore.
Right.
I just like I kind of cringe when I hear my voice or how my voice so high.
Yeah.
Damn. I feel lame. Like damn. But
yeah.
Don't let somebody have the same name as your old name. And they say it out in public and your stomach get that bubbly feeling.
Yeah, and it's like shit. Well, see, for me, I don't even have that because I kept my name, so I'm good. But I can't imagine if I had been born with a strictly feminine name. So I was lucky that my shit was unisex. But other than that, because I wouldn't. That's a whole nother. For me, the whole pronoun battle was what irritated the fuck out of me the most out of going through that whole transition.
At the beginning with the pronouns, I used to get like steaming in my head. Like I don't know, I know I don't look like what you're saying. So why you doing that? Like you
exactly.
I just started ignoring motherfuckers. Like my mama got one time to do that. Like she was out in public. She said she. I was like, I don't know who she talking to.
But that's how who you talking
and they
to.
looked, I was like, she crazy.
Now you look stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Like you end up looking stupid because it's like.
So after that, she kind of got it. So
right, because it makes them look dumb. But I want to say, So my birthday was on Thursday, right? So, I posted my little pic and, whatever. Why this dude comment, "Happy birthday, sis, love you"?
Come on, dog.
What about me?
Look like sis, bro. It's shit like that that piss me off. Come on,
And there's
dog.
hundreds of people saying happy birthday, bro. Happy
Right.
birthday, dog. Like
all that, right? And you come in here.
You ain't even have to be specific. You can just say happy birthday. Like if you
that's
don't
it.
like,
Thank you.
HBD, nigga.
That's it. That's it. HBD.
And I'm
that's
cool.
it.
That's it.
But people do ignorant shit like that. That's the shit that pisses me off. That's ignorant. Because
Because now you look stupid. Because why are you saying that? Because what the fuck do I look like?
That's what I be saying. Like I be worried about looking stupid myself. Like, damn, no, hell no, hell no.
I'm not there yet. I'm still like, so I'm still in the beginning stages. So I guess for me, because I did go through therapy. For me, it's not even I take it with a grain of salt. It ain't that deep for me. Now, once I start to look and sound a lot different, if somebody's saying sis and she, I'm just gonna probably like you said, just look at them because it's like you're trying to be funny and
you
look dumb enough.
I ain't doing. But see, even when I was in my first transit, when I didn't look like a man, it was still bothering people. Because for me, I feel like I was already that way in my mind for so long, and so when it's like you make up the decision long before you let anybody else know. So then when you letting the other people know, they having to catch up, and for you, it's kind of like, damn, I'm already here, nigga. Like, come on, like see me the way that I'm trying to be seen.
I got you, but I guess for me, like I just have I'm 31, so I have a different level of understanding. Plus, I've been in therapy for about a little bit over 3 years. So it's like for me, I understand that my transition is not just for me; it's for those people around me as well. And as long as the people who actually know me and care about me are actually putting a conscious effort to make sure they get my pronouns correctly, that's all that matters to me. Because these random jokers, I don't care. They don't know me from a can of paint, and I don't know them either. So it's like if they get it wrong, or I'm not gonna correct them. Like who cares? Like whatever they say doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't hold any weight. So for them trying to be funny and say sis or whatever, I may correct them like nah or something like that. But I don't let that shit affect me. Like it's not that deep for me. Like
that's support system is all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. Like with my wife is very supportive, and she ever since like day one when we first started dating. Like she's always gotten it right. Like she always, if she gets it wrong or she's like girl or something like that. Like she always come up like babe, like it's not that I'm thinking.
Right. Girls be doing that anyway. That's like girl, call anybody girl. I noticed that. Yeah. Girl, and it's like
but like other people, I don't care.
Yeah,
I still hate it though.
Yeah, I do, but I understand when. I can tell the difference though whenever you just saying it and when you trying to misgender. I feel the vibe when it's definitely a whole.
You can tell the difference. Yeah,
you can tell the difference when they just slipping up and when it's like you trying to be funny.
But I just like if somebody texting that ain't no slip up. Now saying it and texting it like
it's two different things.
Because sis and bro is different characters.
Yeah,
so
that's definitely
to be like ignorant.
Exactly. That's exactly. Shit. But no, what I was gonna ask, True. What are some of the reasons that you be getting since you said for the wrong ones? What do you consider to be some of the wrong ones? You know what? Sorry. Before you answer that, I didn't know that it was a thing. It's studs out here who just take testosterone just to get a beard. They don't want to be a man. You just want a beard. Like what? What are you doing?
That's it. They be like, dog, can you know what I'm saying, help me out? Because I don't really want to transition. I like being a girl, but I just want my voice to be deeper or get a little bit facial hair. My nigga, it don't work like that.
It don't wow.
It's your whole life. This is not what you want.
It's not.
You be thinking this shit you got a whole damn gorilla in your ass because it's hairy than a mother.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, thank you.
You don't work like no because
you got a hairy ass.
You got a hairy, funky ass.
Exactly, hairy, funky ass. And then nobody warned me about that shit. I was like, goddamn, nobody warned me. My ass is gonna be this goddamn hairy because I was already hairy anyway.
Cheeks just got a little meat coat on them. I love it though.
I mean, I love all of it too, but I wasn't prepared.
When you wiping,
My whole thing is, why would you want that and you're not trying to transition? What sense do that make? That don't make no goddamn sense.
I wonder if it's like a fear or something. Like because like the word trans man, or like, you know, that phrase, like I feel like it has a negative stigma to it. And I think that a lot of people who actually fit within the trans category, which also includes non-binary, I feel like those individuals like who just all just take like low dose testosterone, I just want this and I just want that. It's like it's okay for you to be non-binary, for you to want, you know, more masculine features, but you have to understand that when you get to a certain point, your appearance, your voice, these different things are going to change. And so things may be a little bit more difficult for you. Like bathrooms may be a little bit more difficult for you. Like you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna get these irreversible changes, and it's like not telling you how to identify, but I'm just letting you know if people are not going to be as receptive as you think they are.
Exactly. It's just like True. So you made a comment before when you said, you know, you can quote unquote detransition, but it's never gonna be like, especially if you've had top surgery, especially once you get the hair, it ain't going nowhere. Now, I don't know whether it will continue to grow at the rate it does if we would just stop, but you gonna have the hair regardless. That's not going nowhere. So it's like you're still gonna look like you're still gonna be addressed as people are still gonna mistake you as a man. That's just. So I don't understand. What?
Mine is cackling back here. Like what?
Oh shit. So we probably gonna have to switch over to that second link in like 5 minutes because the shit about to run down. Cause yeah, you gotta like if it's more than 3 people, you gotta upgrade to and I'm not paying for that. I already paid for too many subscriptions. I ain't upgrading this shit. So we'll just switch over the link. In about 5, we're gonna take an intercession. I'm not gonna do that.
I gotta pick up my Wingstop soon.
Oh, you do? What time No,
you good.
Okay. Well, if you need to leave open whenever we transition over, it's fine. Shit. My bad. So what's the next question? Is there anything that you consider to be a downside to transitioning? What?
You talking to me?
Yeah, well, because you shook your head, but anybody can answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, the only thing that is a downside to me for me is people, because I'm trans and because, you know, the world, you know, sees me as a man. Women tend to expect you to be like super hyper masculine, and that's not me. You know what I'm saying? I transitioned because I felt like that's what I needed to do. That's who I am. I still have feminine qualities. I still have, you know, I'm mostly masculine, but there is certain things, you know what I'm saying? I definitely was not one of them dudes that transitioned and like beating on my chest and hear me roar type shit. Like I didn't transition for all that. I transitioned to be comfortable in my own skin. And a lot of people expect you because, you know what I'm saying, you look a certain way, you got to be all super tough, macho and shit like that. Like I ain't that. Like I still am very well, you know what I'm saying, in tune with my emotions and, you know what I'm saying, certain shit that, you know, they expect you to not be. But I'm just so like,
how do you contend with that? Because I struggle with embracing that femininity still, because I don't want to be out here, you know, beating my chest. That's not what I did it for. But it irritates me when people mistake me for gay, because, you know, it's like I do still have some feminine ways about me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like I be knee deep in pussy. That's what I'm like. I'm not, you know.
I just be like, I mean, shit, that's my community, but that
I'm not gay, so it bothers. That just I don't know, and I don't know why it shouldn't. But because there's nothing wrong with, you know, liking whatever you like. I don't know. I guess I just don't want. I think in my mind, I think I equate being feminine as weak, and not that it is, but I guess for me personally, I think people take me as weak. So how do you contend with having that balance and being comfortable? And you're like, hey, this is like I'm not a manly man, but you know, I'm still a man.
Mason want to say something.
Oh, yeah, my bad, Mason. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. Man, you just honestly, you just got to do you and fuck what people say for real. Because like you did that for you, you know, and they can either accept it or shit. You don't got to be around me. I don't give a fuck. I don't like that gay. Like I think we all get that little gay shit. I don't give a fuck
because they don't know yet.
Right.
You just got to be comfortable in yourself. Like you just got to be who you are and stick to that. They gonna talk about you. They're gonna say whatever they want to say.
Right.
But fuck all that. I ain't gay.
So,
You do it
right.
do it. Even if I was, you ain't.
Right. You ain't right. I was.
What it gonna do for you?
You're
Right. Long
right.
story short, ain't no contender.
Right.
Yeah.
I just be like, shit, I'm me.
Exactly. That's
Right. I mean, that's all I can be. But I'll pose the question to you next, Mason. What do you find a downside?
really. Sometimes I be like having pain. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
like that's about it. Like you be getting like crazy feelings. Like I don't know. Sometimes the tea like it make me feel a certain type of way. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know at one point I was dealing with like these really bad cramps,
Mm-hmm.
and I adjusted that with my doctor. But sometimes like I guess it just really like I guess on the medical part like that could be a downfall for it. And then like yeah, just mostly like the medical side to it, and like taking the right precautions and because
Mm-hmm.
eventually are gonna have to get that little hysterectomy shit if you ain't had one, because
Right. Right.
so that's just what that's the downfall for me. Like other than that, it's been chill for me. Like
Right.
Have
I
you
ain't,
had a hysterectomy?
not yet,
Oh,
Uh,
okay. You plan
nobody else
on
said?
doing it soon?
but yeah, because I was when I was talking to my doctor about that, he was like, that's gonna be the next step if I continue to have those issues. So that
Cause
Mm-hmm.
was
man,
like, that was the
Oh,
yeah.
so it'd be like the kind of cramping, like as far as like period. Oh, see, I had my partial. I had endometriosis, so I had to get a partial
Okay,
hysterectomy way
okay,
before I even transitioned anyway. So
gotcha.
I never experienced having both at the same time.
Mm.
So I didn't know that you could get cramps like that and all that. Like, damn,
man.
really?
So I had a full hysterectomy
Mm-hmm.
last December,
Okay.
and it's almost on the 28th. It'll be a year.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, what I'm saying, the cramps were crazy. I had bad cramps before I transitioned, but the
Mm-hmm.
ones after transition definitely were bad, especially because I didn't have no cycle. I didn't have a cycle after
Right.
the first shot. I took that first shot, never had a cycle again.
And
Damn.
that's
But
what happened to me. But that it was like hurting so bad. Like I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't.
it that and when you know what I'm saying, when you're doing the grown thing, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, you hit that
Grown.
point where it
Yeah.
feels real good,
Yeah.
that shit hurts. It feels good, but then
What?
after when I hit that little peak afterward, it feel good, but
Then it
man,
hurt
that
after that.
shit will
What the
hurt so
fuck?
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like cramps, like back, like I would be in a ball, like, oh, don't touch me.
Really?
Like, yeah,
Don't
it's
touch me.
bad.
What the
I
fuck?
was getting sick. I was like throwing up. And so towards the end, I was real sick, and that they had to do. I thought they were gonna go in and do an exploratory surgery. That's what me and the doctor talked about after I had my ultrasound and shit. He was like, we're gonna go in, see what's happening, and we're gonna schedule the actual dupe. So I went in for the exploratory, and they were like, yeah, everything gotta come out now.
Yeah, it gotta go. It gotta go now. What the
All right.
I had no
So
idea. All right, my bad. It's a minute left. Let's click off here and switch over to that second link, and then we can continue. Yeah, so sorry, y'all. We had to do a little intermission, but back to it. So yeah, we were talking about the cramps. The downsides, really one of the downsides, and I didn't realize that whenever you do still have all of your working, should I say feminine parts, all your working parts that you can still, and if you're taking testosterone, that
yeah,
you begin cramps like that. That's crazy. So
Oh,
that's
that
probably
was
more so why.
the beginning for me. It wasn't. So like it was only for the beginning.
Mm-hmm,
Then like one time I had went without tea, and then that's when it had started again. But it took me a long ass time, like to get a period again.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, but that cramp shit ain't nothing to play with.
Damn.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
thank you.
I
like
don't
you
know.
don't even want to get out the bed.
It'd be that bad. See, my cramps were bad, but because of my endometriosis anyway. So I couldn't even imagine what that would have been like had I kept on with that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But Jay, I'm gonna ask you the question. What so far, and since you're still fairly new
Yeah.
into your or actively transitioning, I should say, do you have you had any downsides so far?
Yeah. I'm gonna say honestly, the biggest downside, as Mason said, really is how much money like you have to cover, because a lot of insurances, they have exclusions in their policy when it comes to like transgender people. Like that's one thing that I had an issue with when I got my first top surgery. Was that I was told, oh, it's gonna be covered, and then all of a sudden, like they missed an exclusion in my policy, and then I get like a 8,000, not damn near $9,000 bill, and I'm like, yeah, nah, this ain't gonna happen. That's a story for another time. But for me, like the medical part has been like the biggest issue for me. It's like, well, if we're all gonna pay insurance, I pay my 100, my 200, how much money I'm paying every month, for my insurance. Like, why is my insurance not covering a lot of my shit? Like, why is my insurance not willing to cover my hysterectomy if I change my gender marker prior to wanting to get a hysterectomy? Because now I got to jump through all these loops just to get something paid for or get something taken care of. So I'm gonna say like the medical stuff for me so far has been like the biggest downside.
So, were you telling them that you was transgender when you was talking to them?
Huh?
Was you telling?
You heard the question. Were you telling them?
Yeah.
On which surgery? The top surgery or
Like
the
anything, man. My doctor, he already had laced me. He was like, "Them people don't know who you are. Don't tell them what you know what I'm saying. Just go that route because they do try to mess over you.
No,
Like,
I did.
you
I
know,
told you that. But so what I did was when I initially communicated with, I found my surgeon. I found him online, and I saw that he did the procedure that I wanted. And when I went, I had multiple conversations with the office. I said, hey, like this is my insurance. Like, I saw you guys were in my network. I just want to double check to make sure this is something that's covered. They were like, hey, it's covered or whatever the case may be. And so they gave me like the codes, like the CPT codes I needed to give to my insurance, like just to double check. And I did that. When I talked to somebody from my insurance, because I kept getting a bill, they were just like, oh, well, they used this code. However, the reasoning behind it was not within what is covered. And so, and it had an exclusion which said like transsexualism, and then it said like, gender dysphoria, all these things right here were excluded in my policy. That's how, yeah, exactly. It was excluded in my policy. So I was like, well, that ain't my fault. That's we can talk about that another day, because that's getting taken care of. The billing team, they made an issue. And so I had to call, I had to send letters out. Like, it's a long story, but it's just to kind of get back to the point. Yes, I did tell them that I was transgender. I also, that was one of my reasons why. And he also has already done surgeries on other trans guys as well. So, I didn't foresee any type of like discrimination or anything like that. Telling him that.
no,
But
not the doctor. I'm talking more so like the insurance people, because like,
no.
yeah,
Oh,
okay,
because yeah.
Yeah, because like they try to pull that excursion and all that stuff. Like, nah.
They pulled the policy booklet out type deal.
So, yeah, exactly. Just yeah. For me, it was the requirements. They were having you got to be on this long, or you got to do this long, and all that other kind. Yeah. Which honestly, all that brings me back to the point of it's so much shit that you got to do to get here. I don't see how anybody could do it for the wrong reasons, because it would be too much. I'd be like, fuck this. It ain't even something I really want to do. Like, fuck it. I'm not gonna do all that. Because they make you do all. You gotta go to this doctor. You gotta get this letter. You gotta do this. You gotta talk to this insurance. You gotta all that shit is a lot. And then topping all that on top of gender dysphoria, expensive. It's expensive. You're trying to figure out how you're gonna pay for it, because we were all fairly young when we doing it. So coming up with these big bills and how to cover them and all that on top of your gender dysphoria that you feeling, and you just want the shit to be over with already. It's like this should be a lot. Like, I don't see how somebody could just I guess
do it for shits and gigs.
Right, do it for shits and giggles. Like, come on, dog. Like, this is not what this is.
I think it's like, because I know someone who like I know a masculine female who she had a very, very strong opinions when it came to transgender people. And I believe that the reason why she did was because someone told her that she would be better as a guy. Like, somebody told her that she would look better as a guy, or she should be a man, just based upon like her personality as well as her build, so she accepted that really wasn't who she was as a person. Like, my thing is the people who do, detransition for whatever reason, whether they be like whatever spiritual, quote unquote, spiritual stuff that they going through, or whatever the case may be, it's like this. If it's not who they are, Either they're like denying who they are, or it just never was who they
in the first place.
like it's just not, it just wasn't them.
Yes.
Say that again.
Just trying to follow a trend of being
Yeah. And that is one thing I hate, that it has just become a trend now. And it's kind of like, this shit is not, like you said, it's not for play. It's
like
not.
people like being open to trying it out to see if it fits for them. Like, is it really a trend? Like, I guess that's my question. Is like, do you think it's really a trend, or you think like some people like, hey, I kind of feel like this. Like, let me see if this also may make me feel, or make me,
That's a good question. I think for a lot of people who are in the trend, it is a trend for them. I think some people could just be wanting to try it out just to see. Now, I don't see how you could try it out like and fully get the experience and not, no, I'm not trying to be fun. You laugh. I'm not trying to be fun. Like, I don't see how you could try it out and you can't really fully get the experience if you're not. It's kind of like once you're there, you're there. You're gonna fully transition. That's the
It's a
experience you're
marathon.
having. Yeah, it's a marathon. So it's kind of like it's not one of those things that where I can just try it tomorrow and then I'm gonna go back, because it takes so long to get there and it's such a drastic difference. So but I guess some people could be trying it out just to see if that's what they want to do. But it's just like I was telling you about, Domo, she's real big on YouTube or whatever. She used to be a stud and all this stuff. And at one point she had said she thought she was transgender. Like, she had bought a binder and she was kind of just testing it out. She would wear it and seeing, but then after a while she was like, this ain't really for me. So I guess that's about the most testing out you could do. But I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I say a lot of shit, like, I'm saying, that ruffles people's feathers. I'm very, controversial, because I'll say what I want to say. And I have my opinion. Huh?
I said Sagittarius. That's that. Both of y'all niggas. You're Sagittarius. That's what it is. I live with one.
Yes,
it's crazy. Yeah,
man. I mean,
crazy,
hey,
right?
it is what it is. But Jay had a great point though, because what I'm saying, I feel like I'll say it, but this is another thing about me. I can say when I'm wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And for a while, I felt like it was a trend. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it's like, okay, if there's me here, we got you. It's a lot of us. We're here. We exist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, not everybody in the world is transgender, but there's a lot of us. It's just a lot of people who are scared to live in their truth. They're scared to be, their authentic self. Because like Jay also said, he was worried about, how people would see him, how the world would see him, especially, your support system. That was my thing. It took me the longest, because I found out about transgender when I was 12 years old. And I knew that, I think Mo said a little something earlier about looking it up on Google and stuff like that. I looked it up a long time ago, 12 years old, but I didn't know that, I could actually do it. Like he said, you know what I'm saying? I've seen these people. I know it's possible, but damn, can I do it? You know what I'm saying? And so once I realized, and it came to the forefront, like, it was relevant in 2016, like, yeah, people are actually doing this. It's not just some random ass rare occasions of people doing it. Anybody could do it. So I'm like, okay, well then, yeah, it comes down to the support system. And I felt like I was robbing my mother of a daughter. I was robbing my sister of a sister. I was robbing my brothers of a sister. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and it's not just a transition for me, it's a transition for everybody. So, but at the end of the day, like, we all kind of feel like, at the end of the day, you like, man, fuck it, this is my life. I got to do this. Not everybody is like that. There's a lot of people who will live in the dark for the rest of their life just off the strength that they ain't strong enough to just do it. So trend or not, I mean, there is a lot of us. I feel like I feel like you can kind of feel whenever you kind of can vibe when you feel like somebody just doing it for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? The attention, because the lifestyle brings a lot of attention. I think we all can probably relate to that. You know what I'm saying? How many times you go out with somebody and they're like, this is my trans friend, or we can kind of, even if they don't say that, you ever walk up to somebody or a group of people and shit, and you kind of already know, like, that motherfucker already outed you.
And exactly, that motherfucker already said,
everybody in the group
did you know that he's
like,
trans? He used to be a girl. Some shit like that. He used to be a girl. He look good, don't he? Like, come on, dog. Shit.
Man, I was just at somebody's house the other day, and this table full of motherfuckers. So, can we cuss? Because I'll be cussing. It's a table full of. It's a little late now. You know what I'm saying? It's quiet and shit. We in the middle of a conversation, and this motherfucker goes, "Oh yeah, so and so said you look good to be trans." Nigga, what the fuck?
Like, they wasn't even supposed to.
That's not a compliment. Shut the fuck up.
Like, exactly. Like,
to me, it doesn't bother me. I don't live stealth. You know what I'm saying? I like I said, I like to be the voice. You know what I'm saying? I live proud. I'm out, but still, like it don't have. I'm more than just being transgender. Like,
right. I'm not stealth, but I still like it for it to be my decision. Let me be the one. So you know what I'm saying? If I want to say it, let me say it. You ain't gotta say it for me. You shit.
Right.
But
somebody's gonna cut the heater on.
I had to cut my fan on because it was hot. We almost about to wrap up. I was gonna say something, but dang, my ADHD be running wild because you had said something that I was gonna respond to, but I can't even. Like you said, yeah, I do think that you can tell the difference when somebody's doing it for shits and giggles or if they are just scared to do it. And I guess for me, I often forget, honestly, how, and I hear it a lot, oh, you're so courageous, you're so brave. And I'll be kind of thinking like, well, because to me, it's just me. But if we're thinking about it, it really is a courageous and brave thing to be able to do something so bold and to just be like, fuck it, I'm do it. I don't care. And it really is a courageous thing. So I do recognize that there are some people who will forever live in the dark because they're not, and my heart goes out to them, but they're not strong enough to live in their truth because it takes a lot of strength to live in your truth. And you're right, I did feel bad for my mom because you're mourning a child, you're mourning a daughter, you're mourning the person that you knew. But I know, especially for my mom, she made the comment to me a long time ago. She was like, "This is the happiest I've ever seen you in your life." And so I know for her that happiness outweighs anything else. Like she would rather see me happy being whoever I am as opposed to seeing me miserable and being who she would want me to be. So yeah, but we're gonna wrap it up. Here's my last question. So my last question is, how does your transition, or how does you being transgender tie in with your spirituality or your religion? I'm not quite familiar with everybody's religion or spirituality on here, but just whatever you believe in, how do you feel like that ties in, or does it tie in at all?
Who wanna go first?
Yeah, who wanna go first? Go ahead, Jay.
Damn. I don't know. I guess I don't really I don't really follow any set religion or anything like that. Like I'm not Christian. No offense to anybody else who is, but I'm proud to say that I'm not Christian or anything like that. I am very spiritual though. I do understand that, I exist and it's nothing wrong with that. Like if it was wrong for me to be who I am and to exist within this plane and this frequency, I wouldn't be as blessed as I have been. Like, I don't know if you guys know anything about me. Like I'm married. Like we went through IVF. We're expecting twins in February. Like,
my
we went through this IVF, which is why I kind of pushed my transition a little bit further out before I got started with everything, so I could harvest my eggs and things like that. So it's like, if it wasn't meant for me to actually be in this space, all the blessings and all the things that I have always wanted and desired in this life, I would never have come to fruition because I wasn't supposed to do it.
Right. Right.
And so for me, I feel like I am very lucky to be a transgender man. Like, and I say that because I have a great understanding of what it will be like, because I have a daughter who's 15. So it's like what life is like for her and how to really give her the tools and knowledge and the courage to really truly just be strong and to be herself and not being initially programmed with misogynistic thoughts and those things and saying, hey, like, well, you're a girl, so you just need to be doing this and doing that. So it's like, I feel like it really helped me holistically, like to be a more well-rounded man overall. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I agree with that sentiment. I think being transgender, you have a nice balance of both because you do understand what it's like being in the other shoe, and then you understand what it's like being a man. So you can just relate to both sides more and understand more. And we get called simps for it sometimes. We that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother.
Man, look, don't get me started.
No, yeah, it's you a simp if you understand women or even have any kind of compassion. So, but whatever. But whoever wants to go next.
I'll go. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mason.
Spirituality, like I'm not going to say I don't believe in anything because I believe, I just really be out here just trying to be good to people.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel you. Just be the best you can be. That's how we can hope for.
That's not to be. Like, I'm thankful I'm waking up every day, but shit, honestly, I'm just trying to be a better person.
Right. I feel that.
So
true.
I like that. I
like that too. I'm just trying to.
I'm just trying to make it, man.
I'm trying to make it.
Nah, but I relate to both of those. You know what I'm saying? I grew up Christian, but at my early adult, like my early 20s, I kind of started like straying away. I started straying away from the whole Christianity thing. Stuff started making sense and wasn't making sense to me at the same time. So I kind of started piecing stuff together, started seeing things in a different light. I became more spiritual, believing in, what I'm saying, karma. I saw karma. I witnessed it plenty of times, all the time. I believe in, the universe and, being good to people, being good to the earth. You know what I'm saying? And just being grateful for, my transition in general. I've been very lucky. I've been very blessed throughout my transition, which is very humbling. And like what Mason said, like I just, every day I just try to be a better, because it's a learning process.
Mm-hmm.
Still to this day, 6 years in, I'm still learning. I'm still learning myself. I'm still finding myself. I'm still trying to get used to being this person.
Right.
So, I just I view the world differently for sure. So definitely things happen for a reason. And if it wasn't for, what I'm saying, like what Jay said, the blessings and stuff like that, the things that I have and the things that I've gone through would not have happened. So
exactly.
Actually,
I feel that. I felt the same way. That's how I knew I was doing what I was supposed to do, because I feel like the amount of blessings that I have received, and it's not always easy. It's because, transition don't make everything just fucking fruity pebbles and rainbows and shit. But, it's the amount of blessings that I've received. I know I did what I was supposed to do.
Right.
Dang, I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. But that's okay. I was gonna say, make mention of, it's interesting that you say, and I don't think that I don't think we ever realize this, especially when we first go into this, how much of a ongoing learning process it is. And you're right, it is a marathon, and you're still. It's funny that you say I'm still learning me, and you 6 years in it. Because you would think that deep in, it's kind of like I know everything, but you're forever learning, you're forever figuring yourself out, you're forever changing. Like it's a changing process, So you changing with the times. But I don't know if you guys want to go ahead and drop your social medias, if everybody wants to follow these guys, or I don't know if you even want people to follow y'all. I don't know. But I just want to thank you guys for being here. And so I guess we can go down to Jay, if you want to drop your socials. Damn.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, man. I got to drop the. Follow me on Instagram at JAY_TEE90. Like all the pictures, comment.
All of them.
Like all.
They be having some fire ass pictures, though. Them using a tripod. For real.
Dress me. I don't do nothing. I just put the clothes on and walk outside. She do all.
Yeah, because your wife be doing all that shit. But Mason.
You can follow me at fat.jesus on Instagram.
With a Z.
Yeah, with a Z. You gotta do it with a Z.
You gotta do it with
Jesus.
the Z, JEZUS.
That's fat.JEZUS.
I be like you, man. 13 point. What?
Damn, I ain't know you had that much. I need to get my Instagram up. Shit.
Yeah, man.
Shout me out.
Hey, man, you making a YouTube too, man.
I had one, and then
Bro, like doing
I
these
fell
little
off.
recorders and be uploading that shit on there, bro.
That's why I be recording. I mean, I be uploading these. So I'm gonna upload this one. But see, look, that's why I'm gonna send y'all videos, promo videos. Y'all got bigger followers than I do. All three of y'all. I just need to get on my socials more. But anyway, True, go ahead. You can drop yours.
my I got a new Instagram, and I'll never be on there, but I'm trying to be more active. So y'all go follow me. It's _ Mr. MR Wax, WAX _ Mr. Wax.
Oh yeah, because True has some bomb ass candles, beard. When you gonna get them beard oils out the stores? Did you get them out the storage? Because I was waiting on it. Shit.
I got you. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I got you.
Because I need he has some bomb ass fragrances, beard oils, all that shit. He's man of wax. I'm trying to tell you.
Man of wax.
But once again, thank you guys for just being here and just talking with me, discussing. We're gonna have to do this again. I'm gonna have to see what other I might have to do little episode segments, trans talk, and we're gonna just chop it up about different shit. But I really enjoyed this, and I thank y'all for being here. And so yeah, that's another episode of I Said What I Said with Guap. Y'all can go ahead, y'all can follow the YouTube is I Said What I Said with Guap. You can also follow me on Instagram, which is I Said What I Said _ with Guap, GWAP. And we will see you guys next week.
Nigga, we do not stop. Yeah, checking how you peeping when you see a nigga gleaming. Swimming with the sharks like my name is Willie Beeman. I ain't got time for no nigga who be scheming. Watching on my guala like I'm Netflix and you streaming. I can't hang around a lot of niggas I don't know. Ain't got time to figure nigga if you friend or foe. I'm a different nigga, I done broke another mold. Diving into something, man, she look like centerfold. Baby, hit my line, hit my jack. I ain't finna cup, I'm a man.